Alright, welcome guys. So today I am going to go over my elk hunting gear. So if you're not familiar with me, I've been elk hunting twice in my whole life. I've been on 2 week-long trips. That was about 5 years ago and 2 years ago. Let me close this door. Alright, that should be better. So, like I said, I've been on 2 elk trips my whole life. So I just say that to tell you by no means am I an expert. This is just your average, maybe your average Joe gear. I don't have anything that is expensive. I have stuff that works. There's certainly stuff that would work better, and there's stuff that I wish I would have spent more money on, and I'll kind of share some of that as we go. Why I have all my gear out is we're going on another elk trip here. It is Sunday the 6th, and we are going to leave for another elk trip this Friday, so whatever day that is. So we're leaving Friday, and then we're going to be gone for a whole week, coming back the following Saturday or Sunday. And so I've got all my gear out, and I go through what I have, and it's kind of fun to do, and hopefully maybe you can see what I do and learn from my mistakes mainly. So what I'll start with first is just my clothing gear that I have. Go through that, and then we'll move on from there. So I'll have this hat on. It's a Dominant Predator hat that we just had made. So I'll have this hat, and then for my base layer, got a couple merino wool base layers. They're just more light to medium weight. I've had these since 5 years ago, and they've held up well. They're fairly cheap merino wool, but like I said, they've done great for me. They're just the Icebreaker brand. Nothing too special about them, but love merino wool. That's one thing since I've been elk hunting, is just how much love I have for merino wool. It's awesome stuff. So base layer, I'll be wearing those majority of the time, at least my top. When I get cold, I'll put my bottoms on, but I'll pretty much have my top on all the time unless it gets really warm, and then I'll take that off and then just have this t-shirt, and then I'll be wearing this literally all the time they were there. It's just nothing special, just an Under Armour synthetic t-shirt that I'll have over top of my base layer, and majority of the time this on top I'll just have it merino wool, this t-shirt, and I'll be good as far as during the day. And so it's just super comfortable, nothing special there. And then on my bottom I just have a pair of lightweight pants. I think these are made by Redhead. Again, nothing special about these. They're just lightweight and comfortable, and they work for me. So that's what I'll have, and like I said, during the day I'll probably just have these on, and then I'll usually start off probably in the morning with merino wool underneath these. When it gets hot, take that merino wool off, and then just have these, and then again in the evening when it starts cooling off, I'll put my merino wool back on underneath of these. And then for socks, so I like to take 3 pairs of socks is what I've learned, and I have all different weights of socks. So again, merino wool socks, they're super comfortable, warm, dry fast. So what I have is a light pair of merino wool. These are just an REI brand, and then a medium weight merino wool. These are actually a new pair of socks for me this year. They're a Tough Danner, or Darn Tough brand. I just googled best merino wool socks, and basically that's one of them that came up. And so these 2 is the ones that I'll be hiking with the most. I don't have too hard of a time with my feet sweating, so I can get away with a medium pair of socks, and it'd be okay for me. So these are my hiking socks. I'll alternate days with these, let one dry and wear the other one. And then I have a pair of thick socks, merino wool, heavy socks, and these are just super nice to have at night when you're around the campfire, or especially when you go to bed. You slip these babies on, and they just keep you nice and warm at night when the temperatures drop. So love having those on hand. And then again, merino wool for my underwear. I bring 2 pairs of underwear. I don't know, it's kind of nice to switch back and forth between these alternate days. Some people don't do that, and it's on you. That's your call. But I like having 2 pairs, and these are just smart wool. Again, nothing really special about these. And then I have a coat here. This is a game hide coat. So I am debating whether or not to take this or not. It's super nice to have in the evenings and in the mornings because it does get fairly cold. But it is heavy. So I wish I had a lighter coat that I could bring, and I just don't have, or don't want to spend the money, I should say, on a nice coat at this point. So I'm either going to take this, or maybe I'll try a long sleeve, light t-shirt type deal if I don't take this. But this is what I've worn the last 2 times, and it's worked good. It's just a little bit heavier. And then I have just a stocking cap. This is super nice to have just around the camp, and then at night as well when it gets cold. This one has a little light on it, but you don't really need that. And then I have just a little gaiter here, neck gaiter. It's super nice to have when the temperatures drop. And then I'm not sure what kind it is, but anyways, it's Eddie Bauer brand, but it's nice just to have for warmth, and then also if I wanted to pull it up as a face mask, I have that capability to do. And then a light pair of gloves here that are super nice when in the mornings and stuff when you're around the camp when it's a little bit cold, or like if you're holding something hiking in the morning, and it has a cold feel to it. Those are nice to have. My hands get cold super easy, so if your hands don't get cold very easy, you probably don't need gloves, but mine do. So, and then I have a pair of my rain suit. I actually really like this stuff that I had. It was reasonably priced, and it's been great for me so far. It's by Game Hide again, and yeah, these have done really well for me. They're, not the best rain stuff out there, but they're also, like I said, reasonably priced, and they've worked really well for me. And so some people don't take rain gear in, but boy, it sure is nice to have if you have a downpour, and you probably will have a downpour in the mountains. So that's pretty much it, except for, I guess I got my Crocs here. So got a pair of Crocs. These are so handy to have around the camp. Our first time in, Cole, he brought in Crocs the whole hike in, and we were giving him such a hard time about it. And then once we got set up to camp, boy, everybody was stealing his Crocs, because you wake up in the morning and it's kind of damp out, and you don't want to put your boots on yet, and you kind of just want to get stuff ready. And or if you're in the tent and you forgot something outside of the tent, man, it's kind of damp out. You don't want to lace up your boots to go get it. You can just slip these Crocs on, and just so handy. Definitely recommend a pair of Crocs up in the mountains. So that's pretty much my gear for my boots. Let me grab my boots. So these are new boots I bought this year. They're just the Solomon brand. X Ultra is what's written on them. But again, I just googled best hiking boots, and these are ones that came up, and from the descriptions, they're one that I liked, and I've been training in them, and so far I like them well. But they have good reviews. But again, nothing too special about them, but they seem to be solid boots. So first, I've got this bag here. So I got this one a long time ago, my first time up in the mountains, and it is High Sierra. It's probably one of their cheaper ones, and 65 liter. I tell you, this is one thing that I wish I would have spent some money on just from the get-go. It works. I mean, like I said, I'm going to use it again this year, but I just never can get it to sit on me right, and it's just uncomfortable once you get it all loaded, and maybe I'm not loading it right. Like I said, I'm just kind of your average Joe, so maybe I'm not doing something right, but boy, that will be the next thing on my list to buy one of these days is a good bag specifically designed for elk hunting and packing meat out and stuff like that. But for now, this will get me by, and it works. Like I said, I'll have done it 3 times after this trip. So, and then I got a tent. This is a new purchase this time for me. It's just REI passage to 2-person tent. Me and Cole are going to be hunting together this time, just us two. So it'll be tight, but it'll work. And this was seemed like a pretty good tent for the money. So it's not a high-end tent by any means, but I think it'll serve what we need. It's simple, fairly light, and has enough storage, I think, for our stuff. So that's our tent. What's next? Okay, I'll just go into air mattress here. Let's see, what kind is this? This one's been a trooper for me. It's been great. Insulated static V, maybe static 5. I'm not sure if that's Roman numeral or not, but anyways, I'll show you right there. So this has been a really good mattress for me. Like it. And then my sleeping bag. This is I don't even know what brand. It's a cheap one, and it's very light, compact, but it is not very warm. I'll tell you that right now. I actually have a liner that goes with it because it's not very warm. It helps out a little bit, and also doesn't get my sleeping bag dirty and stuff when I slip in it. So that's fairly nice. But a sleeping bag would probably be another thing if I had to do over to spend a little bit more money on get a high quality bag. But again, this one works. I get a little bit cold at night, and I actually sleep in my clothes at night. So because I get cold fairly easy, and if I get too cold, then I'm gonna not be able to sleep very well. So actually every time I've been sleeping in my clothes, a little more warmth. So there's that. And then this year, actually, there's a pillow that I got. Outdoor Vitals. So this is a Outdoor Vitals. This is a free pillow I got because a guy on YouTube got me with one of his commercials, he said. So actually, I haven't bought anything else from there, but I did get a free pillow out of the deal, and I don't know, works out, I guess. So this is new for me. I'm gonna try that. It's gonna be nice to have a pillow. So I got a light, just a headlamp here, nothing too special. This is a little bit heavier light here, but it'll be nice to be able to shoot a beam of light out there. It weighs pretty bright when I need to, but I'm sure there's lighter and probably just as good as lights out there. This one just came off Amazon. I'm not even sure what brand it is, but headlamp. So got a little butane tank here. So I just have a stove top that screws on top of this is what we have, and we're actually gonna try to see if that works before we go. But here's some pots and pans. So basically we'll screw that stove top on there with this can, and then put this pot on there, put this lid on there like so, and boil our water that way. In the past we've had fires, and we've had this as well, but haven't really used it very much. But this year, since it's so dry, fires are not allowed out there, so we'll be solely depending on this. So we got to make sure that this is going to work. But I would recommend, again, on this one, I wish I would have just got a jet boil. I'm not sure why I didn't to start with, but yeah, jet boil would be nice instead of this system. But again, it'll work, I think. So we're gonna make sure it works before we go. Cole's got the stove top, so I don't have that right now. Spork, and fancy chapstick, need that for sure. Oh, I remember, also along with chapstick, you also need some Desitin or some kind of cream in case you get chafed, because I got chafed last time, and it was not comfortable, and luckily one of my hiking partners had some Desitin, and boy, it worked wonders. I think one night with that stuff on, I was a new man the next morning. If I didn't have that stuff, it would have been a long trip. So it's on my list to get. I got some waterproof matches. Cole will have a lighter, so between them two things, we should be good. I don't know that these are necessary, but I got them 5 years ago, and I'm going to just take these instead of a lighter this time, just to use them up. Pen, I don't know. It's kind of nice to be able to write on stuff if I need to, tags or whatever. And so for my water, before I get in the water, I just carry one dry bag to put stuff in. Yeah, nothing special about this one, but just one dry bag. And then for my water, I do, get that out of the way. I got this Hiker Pro here. We've used this the last 2 trips. Going to use it again. I actually ordered a new filter for this, but it's worked good. It got hard to pump at one point on the first trip, but then for whatever reason it kind of kicked out of that, and it's been a champ since. So I like this. It works good for me. And so then I'll be carrying 3 liters of water, or have the capability of carrying 3 liters of water. I got 2 liters here in this Camelback, and then probably about a liter in a bottle. So I'll fill them up anytime I can as we cross water. We also bring little tablets as well as kind of a backup in case our filter were to go out. So we have tablets as well, and that's important, I think, because if something happens to your filter, you don't have a backup, you're kind of up the creek. So I got a knife here. This is kind of a big knife. I'm looking for seeing if I can find a smaller one that I can borrow from somebody, but yeah, need a knife, so that's the one I got for now. It's kind of heavy, but hopefully I can track down a little bit lighter one prior to leaving. And then, let's see, man, I got so much stuff, it seems like. Bugle, yeah, this one works fine. This is the one I've had since 5 years ago. I'm not the best caller, but good enough to make it work. So called in 2 bowls. So there's that, and then prior I just had some, I don't know, some elk calls. This one has Primos on the box that I used the first 2 times, and they worked fine. And this year I bought a couple Born and Raised few born and raised calls. Their kill pack, I think is what it's called. So I've been trying those out. They've been working good, but I think probably any number of calls would work as long as you just spend the time practicing. That's the main thing. So that's what I got, and I would probably get a different. I'll get a different bugle too at some point, but for now this one works. So as far as gear, hunting gear, that if you're not filming, that's pretty much it. I'll be filming, Cole will be shooting, so he'll have his bow and all that. I'll have my phone with me for Onyx. That's a must, absolutely. We had hard maps the first time we went out, and good grief, it was rough. It was tough. We got turned around a number of times, but with Onyx, right where you're at, so that's well worth the money. So, okay. I guess this kind of falls into you need a battery no matter what if you're going to be using your phone for Onyx. So this is my external battery. It's a Goal Zero, one that I got 5 years ago. It works pretty good, and it came with a solar panel. And the first 2 trips we kind of had a base camp, and I could leave this solar panel at the base camp and charging this battery all day long, and so that worked pretty good. I never even got close to running out of this battery. I charged my phone every night. However, this time we're going to be kind of more on the move, and so I'm concerned that that's not going to. Excuse me. I'm concerned that's not going to work very well because I won't have it in direct sunlight all day long, and I'll kind of be in the woods and doing that type of thing. And so I don't know that this solar panel is going to work too well. We'll probably just end up bringing some extra batteries versus a solar panel. But it's worked good the first 2 times with our just base camp. And then, so the camera that I'm using to film this and we'll have is a Canon G40. It's a compact camera that works great for what we're doing. I love it. And then also I've got a big battery in the camera right now, and then 3 more extra big batteries. Forget how many hours you can get out of one of these, but so I got 4 big ones and 1 small one. And between that, should be good. I mean, I'll have to pay attention, make sure I don't leave my camera on, and I won't be filming all the time, every second. But I think I can make it work with this battery combo. So there's that, and then I also got a GoPro here. Actually, this is a new purchase for me, a GoPro Black 8. So pumped about having this on hand. So, and then I bought some extra batteries. I kind of went on the cheap side, the budget side of me. Got some cheap batteries here. So I'm actually got one of these off-brand batteries in the camera, GoPro right now. Got 2 more, so I got 3 off-brand batteries, and then one GoPro battery. So I'll have 4 batteries for that, which will be tough because these GoPro batteries don't really last that long. So, but I will have the capability of charging those out there. So, and then I got some headphones to kind of be able to listen to my camera audio, and then some in here. I just have some extra SD cards and a lens wipe, and oh yeah, these are left over from last trip, but here's some toilet paper here. Cole will have that for us this time. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and then I'll have our external or wireless mics. So you'll see that I have one on. We've had these for a long time, filming whitetails and stuff, and they've been great. Sennheiser EW100 G2. So we'll take these up the mountains. I think to be able to get that audio of that shooter talking as that bull's coming in, or as you're making moves or whatever. But to be able to get that audio is priceless, and at least I feel like so. To have a good wireless to have on the shooter, which would be Cole with me, it's well worth it. So these have been great. Other than that, that's it. So good grief, it's been a long video. If you've stuck with me this long, you're really interested. So I guess that's not quite it. So a couple things that Cole has that I don't have, that's kind of mutual stuff, is first aid kit. There we go. Whew, that's rough. First aid kit. So I just got, not Tylenol. We got, I think, ibuprofen, Band-Aids, some gauze, tape, I think gluco tape type of thing for blisters. He's got bear spray. A lot of people don't bring bear spray, but I don't know, it's kind of a comfort thing. So whatever you're comfortable with, we'll have it on us. And then he's got game bags as well. And then besides that, he's got all his personal stuff and his bow and whatnot. And then food, we are counting on 14 pounds of food, which is for a 7-day hunt, which is a lot. You probably get away with a little bit less, and I'm probably going to skim a little bit out of that, so I'm probably going to drop maybe a couple pounds off of that, because I can never eat all my food during a trip. By the end of the trip, you're just exhausted and don't want to eat. You got to force yourself to eat, really. At least I do. So that's about 2,500 calories a day is what we count on. And then we'll have water as well. Like I said, I have 3 liters, about 6.8 pounds, so I have water. So if you total all that up, I will be carrying roughly low 40s in weight. Probably 43, 44, something like that, which is a lot. I wish it was lower, but it is not, so it's going to have to bear through it. If you had maybe more high-end gear, you could probably get that down, or if you went on a shorter trip, you could probably get that down. Good thing is, as the week goes on, the food poundage will go down. That'll help. And other than that, it's going to be exhausting no matter what, so just man up. That's kind of what we said. Look out for each other and man up. So we don't say that. I'm not sure why I said that, but it is exhausting. So we do look out for each other. So that's pretty much it. So if you stuck with me this long, sorry it's a long video, but valuable stuff, I think. I like watching these, seeing what people use. So thanks for watching, and check out our previous 2 years of elk hunting. I'll put the links down below. So have a good one.